My 29M girlfriend, 28F, has gotten involved in an alternative health lifestyle. It's destroying our relationship. For context, I have been with my girlfriend for over 2 years. The entire time I've known her, she has been following the diet protocols of CalMed, censoring as the followers of this lifestyle notoriously search for keywords and raid posts that speak negatively of it. You can do some research on this and draw your own conclusions. Truthfully, I don't even really have a totally negative view of the diet protocols in general. For those unaware, the general guidelines of the involve no gluten, no eggs, no dairy, no soy, daily celery juice, and some other specific targeted restrictions depending on what symptoms you're experiencing. She's always told me that she has healed numerous symptoms she was experiencing surrounding Lyme disease with this lifestyle, and I really don't have any reason to doubt her. I always told her that if this lifestyle works for her, that's what's important. I personally do not follow this lifestyle and have felt no need to. I don't eat meat and have greatly reduced my intake of caffeine and alcohol over the past 2 years, most at her urging, and feel great, but I also really love the occasional pizza and Taco Bell and really don't want to give that up. Now, this lifestyle has always put some strains on our relationship. I can't take her out to restaurants as there is nothing she can eat. She has turned down opportunities to spend the weekend at the beach because she didn't want to have to deal with packing food. When we do end up going places, we are often late as she has to pack various foods and smoothies, things like that, but we always manage to have a good time together. When I met her, she was living with roommates. Her roommates didn't follow the lifestyle, so she faced some levels of cross-contamination with their conflicting diets. At this time, we would often spend time at my place as I didn't have roommates, so the privacy was nice. As previously mentioned, I do not follow the lifestyle either, but at the time, she didn't seem overly concerned with cross-contamination. She would even use my Clorox wipes to clean things off if needed and drink water out of my Brita. We always had fun in our relationship. A little over a year into our relationship, she moved into her own place. This is when things started to take a turn. Since she was now in control of her own space, she was able to go all in on this lifestyle. This meant zero cross-contamination in her home and only using natural cleaners such as distilled white vinegar to clean her home. Okay, even at this point, still not awful. However, shortly after she moved in, she started talking more and more about us living together. This is something that I wanted, but I asked her how she felt about cross-contamination as her apartment only had one kitchen. She seemed weary but was also adamant that we could make it work. For the time being, we decide to hold off and try to save money for a larger place. Time passes and things get progressively harder. The lifestyle is an expensive one with specialized supplements and organic food. Her grocery bill for just herself usually exceeds $900 per month. This is on top of a rather expensive monthly rent for her apartment. While she does have a good-paying job, these two factors have put her in a financial strain and created debt for herself that she has been trying to get out of. I have tried to help. I spent hours upon hours researching foods that are okay to eat with this lifestyle, things that can be bought organic versus okay to buy non-organic, and have created meals for her that fit well within the general restrictions of the lifestyle at a much budget-friendlier rate. The issue, however, is that she will often discover a new symptom she has that will require the recipe to be scrapped. For example, I created a budget-friendly rice-based meal for her based on recipes and restrictions I found on the website. I spent hours upon hours researching each ingredient, where it's cheapest to buy, what can be bought non-organically, etc. I made the meal for her, she ate it, and she really enjoyed it. Yes. I thought, this is going to help a lot with her financial troubles. Well, a few days later, she told me that she is having symptoms that relate to strep, and according to grains such as rice feed strep, so she can't have that meal anymore. I felt utterly defeated. On top of all this, and despite her financial concerns, she talked about not going to the dentist until she can afford to go to the only friendly dentist within 200 miles of us. I questioned this and raised concerns about the financial and health risks of not going to the dentist regularly, but she assured me she needs this. Since she moved into her own place, we went from spending a majority of our time together at my apartment to spending a majority of it at hers. I know it's because she feels more comfortable in her home as opposed to mine, so I don't mind. Recently, she came over and stayed the night at my place. Shortly after coming in, she fell silent. She sat on the couch and didn't say much. We then went to bed. At around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning, she gets up, tells me she can't fall back asleep, and goes home. Once I wake up, I text her and ask her if everything is okay. She tells me that the environment, my apartment, gets to her and asks me to start using non-scented cleaners when cleaning my place. For me, this isn't an issue, however. I brought up how we used to spend all of our time together at my place, about how she would use my lemon-scented Clorox wipes to clean off my counter, about how she would drink from my Brita, and how all of that seemed fine, but now she can't be near scented products or drink out of anything other than a Berkey filter. She countered this by telling me that she's wanted to live this lifestyle for a long time and she couldn't until she got her own place. She proceeded to tell me that if she is submerged in chemicals, she will literally. At this point, I feel completely broken down. She still resents the fact that we don't live together, but I don't know how we're supposed to live together when we've gotten to the point of having two completely separate lives. I went scouring the internet for answers. The community is large enough that I figured someone would have run into this before. While searching, I found a comment that she left in response to a blog post. In this comment, she laments about how I don't follow the lifestyle, how my bouts of anxiety would go away if I just follow the protocol, how she doesn't want my pathogens in her, expresses frustration that she is going to look better than me as we get older, and she is questioning the relationship altogether. This completely floored me. I confronted her with this post and essentially asked her, is the goal to make me switch over little parts of my life until I'm completely on board with the lifestyle? She didn't deny this accusation. I am just totally broken. I've tried to be as accommodating as possible. While I didn't subscribe to the beliefs of the lifestyle or protocols, I spent hours upon hours of my life researching ways to be accommodating to her needs. She constantly expresses her displeasure with the fact that we don't live together, but in the next breath says that she can no longer stand to be in my apartment for a few hours because of all the chemicals. I've been keeping myself on a strict budget and being as frugal as possible to save up for a home for us while she is unable to do so because of this expensive lifestyle. It's really crushing to bend over backwards for this relationship, spending countless hours researching a lifestyle I don't align with and putting away every extra dollar I have only to be met with sorry, unless you completely switch your lifestyle around, this isn't going to work. This isn't the girl I met 2 years ago and it's heartbreaking. We used to have such fun together, now I have to talk her off the ledge when she tries to break up with me because I eat pizza, seriously. In my perfect world, we could go back to how things were before when we had separate diets but could still have fun together. In her perfect world, I would completely abandon my life to subscribe fully to the lifestyle. I understand relationships are all about sacrifice and compromise, but I feel like the sacrifices won't end until I'm eating nothing but raw potatoes and celery juice every day. Has anyone had experience with a partner deeply involved in the Cal-Med, lifestyle, or any deeply restrictive alternative health lifestyle? I desperately want this to work, but how do we move forward when she essentially feels as though the way I live my life is going to wind up killing her? TLDR, my girlfriend is falling deeper and deeper into an alternative health lifestyle. It's creating serious strains in our relationship both financially and emotionally. I have no idea what to do.